Hello everyone, it's week 2 of the Mixed Media Techniques prompt in the Facebook group, the Mixed Media Emporium, and the challenge for this week is texture. We want you to do something with either textured backgrounds or make textured embellishments, that kind of thing, and hopefully Kylie and I will be able to share some creative ideas with you again this week. You can see here that I've got some supplies in front of me. I've got some of these Papermania foam alphabet stickers. These are really inexpensive, I don't know, 50p a pound, something like that, for 2 sheets. I've had these in my stash for goodness knows how long, and I've hardly ever used them, so I thought I might be able to do something with these. I've also got some of these mini wooden plaques that I picked up from the works. I got 16 pieces for a pound. You've seen me use these in projects before. And I've also got some tissue paper from packaging and a roll of tin foil, so hopefully we'll be able to make some embellishments from some of these. Now I want to start off with these wooden plaques. These are quite rough around the edges, so I'm just going to take an emery board just to smooth around the outside, just to avoid myself getting any splinters. So I'll take this off to my bin and just smooth around the edges. Now these are all nice and smooth, and what I want to do is take a piece of the kitchen foil, tear it in half, and do exactly the same with the tissue paper here. And I'm going to screw these up to try and make loads of creases. I'm going to do exactly the same with the tin foil as well. I'm going to really scrunch it up to try and get as many creases as I can, and then unfold it, trying not to tear it. I might have screwed this one up a bit too tight. Never mind, we've got plenty on the roll. I can always cut myself another piece if that's what I've done. No, it's okay. It's fine. And we'll do the same with the tissue paper. In fact, I'm going to really screw this up into a ball. This is a lot stronger. I just want lots of creases to give myself some texture. The same with this one here. In fact, that one's beautifully creased. Let's do this one again. Here we go, and that should be fine. So here we go. One of these sheets is big enough for 2 of these. I can fit 2 on there and 2 on there like that. I'm going to glue them on the non-shiny side, and I'm going to use some tacky glue just because it's strong and it glues really quickly. So I'm just going to stick some down here like this. Hang on, I need to grab a pin. What I've decided to do is take the top off, and I'm just going to spread it out with a glue spreader like this, just so that I can get a thick, even layer. There we are, like that. And I'll glue one down there, and of course, whoops, another on the other side, and I'll glue the tissue paper down in exactly the same way. Need a bit more glue on this one here. Stick that down there, just allowing a bit of wiggle room around the edge. I'm just going to turn these over and just burnish the papers down. So the tin foil there, and there you can see the outline of the wooden plaques, but I've still got that gorgeous texture. So just really burnish that down. Do exactly the same with the tissue paper as well. And again, I've still got that gorgeous texture, but this will just make sure that it's going to stick down really, really well. Now I've had these glued down underneath a heavy book for a few minutes, just to make sure that the glue grabbed properly, just because we've got quite a lot of texture going on here. So I'm just going to cut them out just as close to the edges as I can. So we'll go around this in a bit more detail now, and I'll do this with all of them. In fact, if I start off with this one here, because I think what I want to do is just go around the very edges just with an emery board. So I just find an emery board just really handy for getting rid of excess on any pieces like this, and it just comes away really easily. You can see it's coming away nicely. There we go. So I'll do that with all of these. These have been sanded around the edges and they're all really nice and neat, nice and smooth. I'm going to start off with these two because I want to give these a bit of colour using some distress ink. Let's just use a piece of deli wrap here to catch the mess. I'm going to use frayed burlap for this, and what I want to do is just get some of that texture just on the top here like this, which will highlight all those lovely wrinkles. So we'll do this just to really grunge it up. I might even go over the top with some darker ink as well, just to highlight even more of the wrinkles. I'll do the same with the other one as well. I'm just going to use some darker ink. I'm using gathered twigs. So we can ink around the edge here like this, just to really enhance that grungy look. Go over the top as well. Yeah, you see, I like how that looks. Isn't that cool? And I'll do exactly the same with this one here. I want to do something a bit different with these two here. I'm going to colour them with some black gesso. So I'm just going to squeeze a small amount out onto my little stamping platform here, and I don't want much at all. And what I'm going to do is just work from the centre, just going outwards, because I don't want it to really go over the edge. So I'm just going to colour both of these in the black, just so that we've got two different looks. And if we've got a bit of that silver showing through, I'm okay with that. I do want to lightly rub over with a tissue just to reveal some of the silver underneath. I love that look. That's gorgeous. Yep, I really like that. So the black has gone into all the little crevices. Doesn't that look cute? And I'll do the same with this one here. And black gesso will dry really quickly. You could do the same with black paint, but black gesso has a really nice matte finish and dries in no time at all. There we go. Now I've made 4 words out of those stickers: peace, craft, time and art. And you can see that I've used a mixture of the larger ones and the small ones. And I've popped them on here because they will peel up really easily, and I just wanted to make sure that they were going to fit. Let's do art, just because this will be nice and quick. What I am going to do now is just peel these up. You see, they peel up really, really quickly, and these will need some additional glue when I glue them down onto the foil and the paper. I'm just going to stick these down like this. And with this one here, I'm going to do this in silver. I've just got some of the De La Rowney silver gilding wax. So what I'm going to do is just put a small amount on my finger like this, and I'm just going to colour my little stickers. And I need to make sure as well that I get onto the edges as well, so I might need to use a small paintbrush just to get into any awkward areas. Now I've got a little toothpick somewhere, here it is, just to scoop out any excess that accumulates in the middle. You could also use a cotton bud. I've got one of those to hand somewhere as well, just to scoop out any excess wax. Here we go, just in those awkward areas there. It will also help me get around the edges as well and cover up those white areas that are difficult to get to. And, you know, if you don't have gilding wax, use paint instead. You'll get the same kind of effect. Now, whilst I've got silver all over my fingers, I'm going to go around the outside as well, just to colour the outside edge like this. And I'll also do the black at the back. So I'm just going to go over like this, just to get rid of that bare wood, which now that we've inked everything else up, just doesn't look right. There we go. And then I can do the back as well. So just apply a bit to my finger like this, and that will tidy up the back. I've got no idea what I'll end up doing with these, so it may well be that, you know, you won't see the back if I decide to stick it down to a project. Now I've coloured both of my wooden plaques. This one here, you can see, is darker than this one, just because I decided that I wanted to be able to add one in black. So all I've done with this is I've gone over it with more of the silver gilding polish, so it's much lighter. And I want to do these two slightly differently. I want this one this way round, so I'm going to add art. And I'm going to have to add a bit more glue as well, because there isn't enough on the sticky little embellishments for them to stick down properly. But I want it to go about there like that. And I think I'm just going to add some diamond glaze to the back, just because I've got it handy and it's got a fine nozzle. I think I like that. So let's just stick some down to the back. Of course, I'm not going to be able to get it out. Let me get a pin. That's better. I haven't used this in absolutely ages, so it had clogged up at the edge. So just a bit, just around the edge, not too much. And we'll have that one there like that. And I'll glue the rest down as well. Now for these ones here, I've decided to paint the letters in one of the acrylic colours. This is called Pearl Deep Brown. It's a metallic. It's beautiful. I don't know whether you can pick up the shine, but what I do want to do is add some gold. I've got some of my treasure gold, and this is the colour Renaissance. I'm just going to add a tiny bit just over here. Oh, you see, I think that's beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. Isn't that just lovely? And then I think it will just help the letters stand out more. So I'm going to add peace, I think, to this one here. I might go over with a little bit more gold. So I'm going to play around with this until I'm happy with it. You know me, once I start, I find it really difficult to stop. I'm just adding a tiny bit just around the edge as well, just to frame it. I think that looks really nice, and I'll show you the difference between the two in a second. So here we go. Here's the original one, and here it is with the gold. The gold just looks so much nicer in my opinion. Isn't that lovely? So I'm going to do the same with this one here as well. I've added my words now onto the gold ones, and that's what these look like. I love this colour here. So this is the Arteza Pearl Deep Brown. That's a beautiful colour. I really like that. Now I want to do something with these ones where the words are going in this direction. I've decided to pull in some charms. I've got a little Singer sewing machine that I thought would look really cute on the one that says craft. I've also got a ruler and a pair of scissors that I thought would be really sweet on this one here. So what I'm going to do is I've got my self-healing mat. I've also got my Japanese hole punch as well. I'm just going to punch a couple of holes, one in the top and one in the bottom. You want it fairly near to the edge, because I want to put a jump ring in this. So let me just make sure that I've got that down far enough. There we go. And I'm going to have one on the bottom as well. Let's try and get that fairly even. I'll do exactly the same with the one that says craft as well. Here we go. I'm just going to use a couple of jump rings. I've got some silver ones here for this one here. So let's try and get this through. This is why you need it fairly close to the top. Otherwise you'll find that your jump ring won't fit through. I'm going to use one of these light bulb pins for this one here. Here we go. That's that. So that's the little hanging mechanism there. These just make great charms for on your journals. And then we'll put this one on the bottom and hang the other charms from it. So what have I got here? Let me just make sure I get these the right way round. I think it's the same on both sides actually. And that's the ruler. Isn't the ruler fun? And again, let me just, I've got 2 pairs of pliers here just to make it easier for myself. Let's just make sure that that's closed properly there like that. And isn't that cute? That's just adorable. I love that. I'm just threading my little jump rings through on this one here. These are thinner, so I'm using 2. They're not quite as heavy duty as the other ones. So again, just popping that on like that. In fact, I should do these one at a time because otherwise I'm going to end up in a tangle. Let's just close this, so at least if one falls off, we've got the other one. I could do some heavier duty brass jump rings really, and I've just used one of the Tim Holtz little clips for that one there, and I'll do exactly the same on the bottom. I've got 2 more little brass jump rings here to hang my Singer sewing machine off. So here are my finished embellishments. I'm really happy with these. These ones would be ideal to put on a tag or on the cover of a journal as a bit of a book plate. Of course, I was restricted by the letters that I had, but you know, the options are absolutely endless. You could even emboss some words and mini sentiments if you wanted to, and add those as toppers instead. It's entirely up to you. I love these ones though here with the dangles. Anything with a dangle in my book is just especially cute. So just to recap, the challenge for this week is to make either textured backgrounds or textured embellishments, and to give you some other ideas. Here's a tag that I made last year. This was for one of Laurie's Piles of Paragraphs Tag of the Month challenges, and I used the tissue paper technique for the background of this tag here. I just love that. I've used this in a couple of different projects. Here's another one. This was my usual scraps journal back in 2019, I do believe. And again, I've used crumpled up brown packaging paper, I think, in this one here, and textured it in a similar way. I'd even use wallpaper. This is Anaglypta wallpaper that I used as an artist trading card background a few years ago. I've coloured it with metallic either inks or paints, I can't remember, and this is one of the artist trading cards that I made. The bird is a piece of wallpaper. There's loads of texture on this as well, but you know, that's another idea. And of course, don't forget the hearts that I made a few weeks ago as well. So these were the hearts that I made from the spiral bound waste, and again made a little artist trading card on textured wallpaper, even used some clear dimensional paints. These were the Arteza dimensional paints to add more texture as well. So that's just a few more ideas to get you started. So please don't feel that you have to do exactly the same as me. Of course you can do if you want to, but you know, just use this to give you some ideas and for some inspiration. And of course, don't forget to go and check out and see what Kylie's been up to this week, because no doubt she has done something completely different to me, as she always does. But if you've enjoyed today's video, as always, I'd really appreciate a thumbs up. Do let me know what you think in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification for notifications of all of my future videos, and most importantly, thanks for watching. Take care everyone, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye for now.